learned about Sir Alex, see, I can't help myself, was that he had a great sense of humor, and he especially loved people that were not pretentious or just, were comfortable in who they were. And, he kept saying to me, because I would be asking him all these questions about Bridge on the River, why? And I knew that he had got an Oscar nomination for his screenplay for Horse's Mouth, which he said he was more proud of that. He didn't win, than winning for Bridge on the River Kwai, because it was out of his realm. It was unexpected, that he could be a screenwriter as well. So I was constantly peppering him with questions about his career, and I want to hear about your career. I'm thinking, what do you want to hear about, a dog food commercial? I had been on a soap opera, I'd done a TV series that only lasted, we did 13 episodes, it got canceled after 4. That's showbiz.
Well, you were talking about out of your realm. Luke Skywalker is out of your realm at that period. Did you do any preparation, and what kind of preparation did you do for the role itself?
Well, it was a lot of, mostly for Empire was all the sword, the fencing, the kendo, and karate, and that was the physically most challenging of the 3, because I eventually just gave up. I thought it's like, going to work and being beat up for 12 hours. Because, Bob Anderson, who was like the Olympic fencing champion, who was doing the sword fighting for David, he made me look much better than I was. Because, you learn the routine as if it were a choreography, and if you make mistakes, especially if you have someone that skilled working with you, he's going to make your mistakes look like it was purposeful. One of the things I'm reminded of when I look back is that the carbon freeze chamber was the way they created the illusion of it being freezing cold was with steam. So, it was like going into a sauna bath, but yet it was supposed to look so cold. And that was my big problem, because I'd start fighting, and I once did a Broadway musical, and all the notes I would get from the composer and the author were about sweating so much, not about singing or dancing or acting. Can you stop with because when you do the turn, your spritz is flying but, like I say, I would come home and I'd have bruises on my body that looked like a relief map of Venezuela, Take a picture of this one! Not that I would have anything to do with those Polaroids, but I just couldn't believe how beat up I got, So, I have great respect for stunt people, and
but you loved it. You had a zest for doing your own stunts.
I love doing my own stunts, and Colin Skeepy was my stunt double for all 3 films, and I was always willing to credit Colin for his contributions, because what happened was I said, I want to do everything. I want to do every stunt myself. And there were problems because the insurance people were nervous about, obviously if we get hurt, then you can't continue. So there are things in the training of Yoda that Colin does, like springboard double flips and so forth, and I'm not one of those people that, I did everything and just lie about it. I think Colin should get due credit, but the only other thing that I didn't do that I really wanted to do, because they said, can you do a flip off a diving board, a single flip? I said, oh yeah, I can do that. I don't know, I've never done a double flip. But they said, well then you can do when I go out the plate glass window of wherever we are in the second one. What's that? Bespin, okay.
Actually, at the same time that your first child was born?
Well, what happened was there's not, they don't use plate glass. It's a material that's a lot like lollipops, you know. So that when it shatters, it's not going to cut you all up. And below were those big like Beacons boxes with mattresses stacked, and then a ring of stuntmen in case you bounce, they can push you back. And by that time, I'd done all of them. I don't think I had a stunt double, and I mean I had somebody standing by, but I think I did everything in Star Wars. It wasn't until the second one that they had a nervousness about it. They made me a member of the British Stunt Association. It wasn't like an honorary thing. It's because of what I did. They said, okay, you qualify. But they wouldn't let me do that because, you want to tell, this is one time, and I just thought of this, and I want to see, what I want to do for you guys, because in a way you're like family, it's not like... I'm not just blowing smoke here. What I'm saying is, you like me are on the inside looking out, you see, and all those other people who sort of don't get it, those are the civilians. And, I feel like that being a comic book fan, too, I mean, you have to understand. So one of the things that occurs to me, and again, it's not a story I tell, so I want to do that for you guys, try and come up with some unique memories. The one thing I said was, when Nathan is born, I want to have the day that he's born off, no matter, oh, sure, no problem. So she goes into labor. I won't tell you the backstory because we were way outside London. In fact, we were at the house that A.A. Milne wrote Winnie the Pooh with Denny Lane, who used to be in the Moody Blues, and then he was in Wings, and we were friends with he and his wife. And Mary Lou goes into labor. It also was the place where we lost Brian Jones, the Rolling Stones. So it had great historical significance. But he got very excited. He said, this is great, man. He's going to be born. Like, I'm just at the road where I was born. I'm so chuffed. Yeah, they say chuffed for, tickled or whatever our word for it is. And so we're all, okay, great. And he drives us to the hospital where he was born. They look at our papers and they go, you're not entitled to national health. Beat it. So, to make a long story short, I didn't start to tell you about the story of the birth, but what happened was, he gives birth, so he's born in the wee small hours, everything's fine, and, it's time to let her rest, and the baby's fine, and so I can go home, it's the middle of the night, and rest, and then I'll come back to the hospital in the morning. I get this phone call saying, Mark, I forget who it was, probably Gary Kurtz. We just need one shot from you today. You go right to the hospital, we just need one shot. Please do this for us. Please, okay? And I'm a team player. I'm going, well, you said I could have my day. I start getting that whiny baby. Hopefully I was not that annoying, but I said, well, all right, well, if that's what you really want, just one shot, right? Yeah, it's a green screen shot, and we needed, it was basically, I was in an orange jumpsuit and running from the big walking things, and